Hello everybody, Ben Weiser here from benweiser.com, and I want to show you guys Beaver Builder and why I think it's the best page builder out there for WordPress. A lot of people like to use things like Visual Composer. I'm personally not a big fan of those for a number of reasons. Beaver Builder is great and it solves a lot of the problems that these other page builders have. For example, if you ever disable Beaver Builder, you will never have leftover shortcodes within your content. You can use any theme with it. It's not baked into any particular theme, though there is a Beaver Builder theme, which personally I have not used. It's probably very good. It's just not something I've gotten around to testing out yet. So when you first go into Beaver Builder, well, let's back up a little bit, okay? Let me go to, let's just say done here. I'm going to discard changes. I want to show you guys how this integrates in with what you'd normally see when you're in WordPress. Okay, so I just have an install here of the Genesis sample theme. You can use any theme for this. It doesn't matter. Like I said, Beaver Builder is compatible with everything. So after making your purchase, you're going to activate the plugin. I'm using the standard version, and then go here to Settings, Page Builder. And then here's where you can enter your license key. And there are a variety of options here for the different modules that are included. So for example, we've got accordions, buttons, calls to actions, callouts, content sliders, and I'll show you guys what all this stuff looks like in a second. But here you can individually enable or disable any of these modules. So we also have templates, which are basically a collection of these modules that make up different page layouts, which we can use. Here we can choose where we want to use Beaver Builder. So maybe we only want them on pages but not posts. We won't use Beaver Builder on posts at all, just pages. Icons, again, these are external dependencies. Font Awesome especially. If you're not using any of these icons, you don't want to load the CSS, so just go ahead and uncheck this. Okay, so let's go to create a new page. So I'll just go up to here, Pages, Add New. And we're going to call this the Beaver Builder test page. So you'll notice this looks almost exactly the same as the normal WordPress content editor. But you have a second tab up here right next to text editor that says Page Builder. And this is going to allow us to use Beaver Builder. So it's really one or the other. Either you're using the text editor or you're using the page builder. But you can't use both at the same time. So I recommend picking one or the other. Always at least use the page builder, because here's why. If you disable Beaver Builder, your content is just simply going to look as though there was no extra styling that was applied to it. Whereas if you use the text editor and later on you want to use the page builder, you're going to have to basically copy and paste everything from the text editor into the page builder. But if you stop using Beaver Builder and the page builder is disabled, it just looks as though you'd entered the content in through the text editor to begin with. Hopefully that makes sense. So here we have a variety of different layout templates that you can decide to use. I mean, these are basically just pre-built pages. And you can see here we have like a large hero area with the call to action. We've got this 3-column layout here. If this is the kind of page layout you want, great. Start with one of these and just edit them. But I'm going to start with blank just so I can show you guys some of the different components and go through how everything works. Okay, so we've got a blank page. This is the default layout. for pages on the Genesis sample theme. You might have a full width default layout or even a 3-column. That's fine. Whatever content you put in here with Beaver Builder, it's going to adjust responsively. All the responsive styles are automatically built right in. So we're actually going to start with a row. And one of the really cool things about Beaver Builder is it's built with a grid system in mind. So say you want a 4-column row, we're just going to click and drag, a row with 4 columns. We just click and drag this over. That's it. Click, drag. And here we can see we have 4 boxes, 4 columns, where we can put content and a row. And if we click Edit Column, we can customize the content width even further. We can change the text color, link color, background color, each one of these for this individual column. But within these columns, we can actually start adding content. So we have basic modules and advanced modules, and then widgets. We can add a WordPress widget. Any widget that you have can be added directly onto a page using Beaver Builder. So let's start with the basic modules, and let's just do a photo. Let's drag that in that first column there. So now here we have a number of options if we want to show the caption or not. These are very similar to the options WordPress would give you by default. The alignment. One difference here is we have this crop feature, which is not native to WordPress, and then we can select the photo. So here I have this photo of me speaking at the Las Vegas WordPress meetup. I'm going to select that photo and press save. And now you can see that this photo is taking up 1/4 of this row within this content area on this page. We can go ahead and add some different content in each one of these little boxes. So I just added a text editor. This is some text I want to place over here. And this text editor is basically the same thing as the WordPress content editor. So that's why I said start with a page builder layout all of the time, even if you don't really plan to use a lot of Beaver Builder's features, simply because if you disable Beaver Builder, this just degrades to a regular text area. But you can't really go from a normal text area to a page builder layout without kind of having it be a pain in your behind. So let's save this. Now we have some random text. Let's try, you know what, let's just duplicate this. Going to click and drag it here. Duplicate this one. Click and drag it here. Now let's add a new row with a totally different type of content. So I just want 1 column now. I'm going to drag that right underneath. We have our row here, and we can see our column. And let's say that I want to have an accordion. Let's just drag that. We're going to edit this item. Let's call this accordion 1, accordion tab 1. This is the text for accordion tab 1. Let's add another one. And you can see how quickly you can work to add these accordion tabs. If you were to actually code this, I think we can duplicate, yeah. If you were to actually code this, it would take you significantly more time, or you would have to add the HTML directly in the WordPress content editor. And when you're building a website for clients, the last thing you want to do is add a bunch of HTML in the middle of the content. The other option is using shortcodes, but again, that's really not ideal for a number of reasons. So let's save this. Here we can see it's a front-end editor, so everything you edit on this side you can see directly on the front. We're going to press done, and we're going to say publish changes. And here we can see our page. And what do you know? We've got a working accordion. How about that? Here we can see that the content behaves responsively, just like it should. Let's go back to the page builder. Go to templates, and let's choose one of these already made templates. Let's do this one, Appify. And we can append or replace. Let's do a replace. Okay? And here we have that layout already made for us, behaving responsively right where it needs to go. And we can click and edit any one of these to make this content our own. Let's actually publish this and see what this looks like. Beautiful. I mean, how quick and easy is that? You could create, this is a home page right here. I mean, just this is a home page layout. You really don't need a lot more than that most of the time, especially if you were an app. Let's make it a full width layout just to see how much better it will look. And there it is, guys. Beaver Builder in all its beaver glory. So I'm actually going to disable this plugin because I want to show you guys what happens when you disable Beaver Builder. When you disable most page builder plugins, you're going to see a ton of shortcodes everywhere. When I disable this plugin, just watch. No shortcodes. Nada. Let's deactivate it. Let's refresh. Look at that. It simply removes all the Beaver Builder styles without leaving any shortcode mess behind. The content just readjusts itself to the default style. How awesome is that? Because the last thing you want is to create 1,000 different pages using a page builder, and then come to find, once you disable it, you've got 1,000 pages that you need to go through and clean up the shortcode on, because you're no longer using that shortcode. This is what happens with Beaver Builder. Alright guys, thank you very much. My name is Ben Weiser. You can find me at benweiser.com or on Twitter at benweiser. Have a good one.